A 9-year-old girl suddenly found herself seemingly pregnant. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't fit into her largest children's clothes. Her mum was surprised but didn't think of pregnancy, just comforted her daughter saying it might be indigestion and some medicine would help. But that night, the girl's stomach ached terribly and she vomited continuously, resembling a pregnant woman's reaction. Her mum was frightened, and her dad quickly handed over a towel, planning to take her to the hospital at dawn. However, the delay worsened her condition, her belly grew larger, and she lay unconscious in the back seat. Finally, at the hospital, the results were unexpected. The doctor said there was nothing wrong with her body from the images. Her mum was anxious, as her daughter's belly was as big as a 9-month pregnant woman, with nausea, fatigue, dizziness, and vomiting, clearly signs of pregnancy. But the doctor explained that the girl just had lactose intolerance causing indigestion, which made her belly suddenly swell. The couple was bewildered but relieved to hear the doctor say it was nothing serious, so they went home. However, after dinner, the daughter writhed in bed, crying out in pain. The couple was alarmed and immediately took her to the largest local hospital overnight. With medication, her pain gradually eased. After examination, the doctor thought it was just simple acid reflux and suggested some medicine and walking after meals. But the mum insisted the diagnosis was wrong and demanded a re-examination. The young doctor was firm in his diagnosis, saying if they didn't believe him, they could go to another hospital as he had many patients to see. This made the mum furious, and she pulled back. Under the couple's insistence, the hospital finally re-examined the girl. After the examination, he regretfully told the couple some bad news. The girl had an intestinal obstruction, commonly known as a twisted intestine. If surgery is not performed promptly, the girl's life will be at risk. Before the couple could react, a nurse was already preparing for surgery with a medicine bottle. A nurse holding a tube told the couple that they would soon insert this tube through the girl's nose into her stomach, and the whole process would be very painful. He asked the couple to help hold the girl down, even though they were fully prepared, but seeing the daughter's painful expression, he couldn't imagine her enduring such helplessness. After a whole day of surgery, the intestinal obstruction was finally treated. However, during the treatment, doctors discovered a more serious problem. The couple's expressions became grave. The doctor said the reason for the girl's intestinal obstruction was severe intestinal motility disorder, meaning her intestines had lost the ability to digest food. Everything she ate would accumulate there. Unfortunately, with current medical technology, there is no effective treatment for this condition. To sustain life, she would have to rely on a nasogastric tube for liquid food. Hearing this, the couple was devastated, unable to accept that their healthy daughter had ended up like this. They couldn't imagine her future life. The woman, unable to think further, walked out as if soulless. The home was no longer filled with its usual joy. Everyone's face was full of sadness and depression, watching her parents and siblings eat breakfast while she could only drink plain water, with a measuring device in her backpack, enduring the pain of the tube daily. Despite the doctors saying there was no effective treatment, the woman was relentless, calling every children's hospital in the country. But after half a year, all the calls seemed to disappear into the sea. Countless blows nearly broke the woman. She sat weakly by the door, her eyes devoid of the usual confidence and sparkle. She began to mutter prayers to God for mercy. Meanwhile, her father sold the factory and his most cherished possessions to ensure his daughter's treatment was well funded. The pressure was suffocating for the couple, leading to their first argument. Just as the woman decided to give up, her eldest daughter's words struck her like a bolt from the blue, snapping her back to reality. Since the calls went unanswered, she decided to take action rather than wait in agony. That night, she told her husband she planned to take the daughter to Boston, where the nation's top pediatricians were. Seeing her determination, her husband could only support her. After 3.5 hours of flying, the mother and daughter finally arrived at the hospital. However, things didn't go smoothly. To see the renowned doctor, the waiting list was at least 9 months long. The woman was devastated and vented her daughter's plight to the sympathetic nurse, but rules were rules. With no hope in sight, she tearfully prepared to leave. Just as they were about to head home, a call came in. It was a nurse from the hospital, informing her of an opening at 7 a.m. the next day. Though unsure why the hospital changed its mind, the hope ahead brought a smile to her face. The next day, they met Boston's best pediatrician. After an endoscopy, it was discovered the girl's condition was worse than expected. The doctor explained that the lower part of her stomach and intestines were paralyzed, a rare condition. Although there was no effective treatment, there was good news. Medication could aid digestion, relieve bloating, and allow her to eat normally without a feeding tube. Seeing the doctor's confident gaze, the mother felt a glimmer of hope, but then the doctor warned that this treatment was only a temporary fix and could have unpredictable side effects, requiring weekly hospital visits. Hearing this, the woman's relief turned to worry. Besides the high treatment costs, traveling over 3,000 kilometers to Boston each week was a significant expense. Adding the treatment costs, the family couldn't afford it, but they had no other choice. After some time, the girl finally smiled again, but the treatment didn't meet the doctor's expectations. The medication's side effects caused her unbearable pain every night. Over time, the girl lost hope in the treatment and told her mother she wished to die.